VO2 max, most important in track season. I would say in cross country, the most important workout is the long run, and they kind of like go 1A, 1B, depending on what season you're in. So right now we're in the 6th week of general prep. We're starting to get to the second half of it. You guys are getting stronger every week. We've added a few miles to it. It's getting those long runs are becoming no problem at all for us to go out and run 75, 80 minutes and that kind of thing. So that's what we're looking for, okay? Because the whole idea was so we can develop our overall aerobic system so we can prepare for that more intense work later on, such as meets that start in about 10 days. That is considered more intense work. It's much faster than what we've been doing except for those fly 30s, okay? So today we're doing VO2 max intervals, our normal warm-up drills and hurdles. We're going to do 4 times. It's the same workout we did last time, but some of your guys' intensity has changed because you ran a faster VO2 max test, okay? So it's 4 times 1600 or 1200 with equal time on to time off with that recovery jog. Aerobic power is the same thing as VO2 max. VO2 max is technically 100%. Aerobic power is right around it. Jared, if you could click right here for me. Just as a very, very quick reminder. Nope, nope. That's acid. Right there, okay? Reminder of what we're dealing with here, guys. VO2 max, 100%. Your 3K is 101 to 102%. Your 5K is 97%. 1500 to 1600 half mile, okay? So we're dealing with 100% of aerobic pace here today, okay? So the limiting factor for today, I know Jared, you used to ask me this all the time, if you could click right here, is Jared, okay, or Ethan, whoever it is. The limiting factor today is, first time using a computer, okay, this is the acid, okay? This is the lactic acid that we mentioned before. When you start using energy, that glycogen, the stored glucose we were talking about, the waste product is this, okay? We said that in fly 30s we don't develop acid because the creatine phosphate doesn't come with this, and aerobic respiration, the only waste products we're dealing with is water and CO2. Your body can easily deal with all that, okay? Again, really the whole thing is this is lactic acid. This lasts less than a quarter of a second in your body, and then this splits off, and this is what causes the ouchie in these reps, okay? This is what grabs you at the end of the reps, the end of the 2 mile. Those of you that have ever run a 400 before, that your legs just feel like Jell-O, it's this being added, reducing the pH of your body, okay? If you could click 1 to the right, okay? Can you zoom in just a little bit? There we go, okay. At rest, we do have a little bit of acid. This kind of shows you guys that all the systems are constantly working. It's not like easy enough to think that aerobic is on at certain points and anaerobic is on at other times. You're always developing some acid, but we said that lactic threshold is about 2.5, so when you're doing the tempo runs, it's when you get above 2.5 that the acid starts to play a part. We're running our 2 mile pace today, so theoretically at race pace, when you run a 2 mile, you do a 2 mile test, you've got 12 millimoles of lactate. Okay, that's way above what you would be even at lactic threshold and way above rest. You run a 400 all out, it's twice that. So this is the limiting factor here today. We're not going to be doing it for long enough to where you're going to run out of fuel. Okay, it's not really hot today, so that's not the limiting factor. The limiting factor is the accumulation of acid. That's why we can't do 2 mile pace for longer than 2 miles. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with here today. Now, we focus a lot on VO2 max. I just started off by saying this is the most important workout of the week. Here's the reason why. If you could zoom back to where it was and then click over. These are a couple things, guys, that show you the race metrics for different races, okay? I was talking to some of you guys a little bit before this, okay? This is for the 800. Some of you guys will run some 800s and we'll build up to the most important thing, and I'll leave you guys with why I harp on this with the 3200 meter, okay? The win predictor for the 800, who's going to win the race? Okay, this was done by a really extensive study, and it's been kind of proven over time. It was done in England, finished in 2008, and there's been like 5 or 6 studies that pretty much said this is the case. Who wins the 800? There's no single metric that determines that. It's VO2 max over running economy, 94%, okay? And as we just said, the 800 meters is run faster than VO2 max, 120 to 136%, okay? Click 1 over to the right. So we have to develop both those things to be successful. In the mile, again, this sort of breaks it all down. If you just look at VO2 max, whoever has the best, the winner's 91%, running economy 89%. You combine them, 95.5%, a little bit better indicator, but we have to develop both of those things, right? VO2 max and running economy. And pretty much everybody in here is going to run a 1600 at some point. In fact, the first meet of the season, okay? 110 to 112% VO2 max, okay? Click 1 more to the right. Okay, Cross country. This is the last slide that comes from this actual survey, okay? Who wins the 5K? Single indicator. If you have the highest VO2 max, you win the 5K 94.3% of the time. 5K, 94.3% accurate, that's about as sure a thing as you can get in racing. Okay, it's not 100% because you can screw up, you can go out too fast or whatever, but that's pretty much a sure thing. We gotta be working on this if we wanna get better here, okay? 97% VO2 max. Now, if you click one more to the right, this study did not include the 3,000 and the 3,200 meter because it was done by mostly professional type athletes. Okay, they don't really run an open 3,000 or 3,200 meter. But considering that the 3,000 and the 3,200 are run right at VO2 max, if this were studied, I'm betting it would be at least 94% because of the very reason that this is VO2 max based. So if we improve the VO2 max, we can pretty much say probably at least 94.3%. Do you guys see why that's so critical here? Okay, study that was done over many years, has been verified over time. If you have a better VO2 max, you're gonna win. You see why that's so critically important here, okay? If this said it was 400 meter pace, we'd be doing a lot more 400s, okay? But it doesn't, okay? Specific demands of the race means we have to affect the training based on it. Click one to the right. Okay. How do we develop our VO2 max? This is what we're dealing with here today. Okay, there's a lot of different ways. Just getting older, okay? Alex is gonna be about 5 months older at the end of the season than she is right now. Her VO2 max is gonna get better just because she's gotten older and mature, okay? This means more capillaries, so this is long runs, okay? More blood, this is long runs, continuous runs. Bigger heart, these are all the things that we talked about. Remember the 20 continuous minutes, okay? These are all things that come from long runs. More enzymes, long runs. Hematocrit, this means you have better red blood cells to carry blood. Okay, that's all from long runs. More mitochondria comes from long runs. What we're dealing with here today is we're trying to get bigger mitochondria and more myoglobin. This gets the actual oxygen off your blood and into the working muscles. That's really the important thing here. It doesn't matter if I've got miles and miles versus capillaries if the working muscles can't use it. This is the pace that best develops myoglobin and gets bigger mitochondria, and that's really what we're dealing with here to get it into the working muscles, okay? Running 98 to 101%. Not averaging it, okay, but having every single rep. A lot of these other times, the long runs, the tempo runs, I said just average, get close. Today, we want to get in that range. Does that make sense to everybody? Do you guys see why I'm so big on this? Why this is so important? 94.3%. Okay? Again, about as sure a thing as you can get in racing.
So are you running all 4 reps with them?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Do you really think I can do anything with you at this point?
I can at 1 lap.
Because, you know, your watch got me, so.
No,
Okay, everybody knows their pace, knows what they're supposed to be doing, right?
yes.
Okay, let's get this most important workout of the week. Set, go. 40. Relax a little. I don't know. 60. Relax a little. Straight pipe and dough. 80. Relax. 85, 86. 100 meters to go. 403. Yeah. 423, David. 25. Close it out, close it out, close it out, girl. Good job, guys. 2 to go, dumbass. Gigi, watch it. All right, Alex. All right, gentlemen. Much smarter decision there, Kevin. Off to the left is what you want to do, Ocean. Good job, guys. Close it out, close it out, close it out. Come on, Dana. Good breathing, good breathing, good breathing. Go get it, go get it, go get it. All right, go. And settle. Relax. You're probably a little hot too, David. Yeah, I know. Coach Newton. $60. Relax. David, you gotta slow down. 85. Dre, careful. 342. We got 30 seconds from here. I think we're okay. .304. $15. No. 22, 23, 24. 29. Let's get this thing. Runner set. Oh. 2 to go, everyone. $15. Slow down, Ethan. 41.
Good stuff, Jared. 403. David and Ethan, be careful. Jared's right behind you. "22, 23, 27. Set, go! It's there to use, but then you got to know how to settle in. Track! "30. Jump. 40. 41, 42. We're fine. We got 30 seconds from now. Good. Next time I'll move you up to miles. 17. Relax. 24. 27.
Alright guys.
Good job, Chris. Come on, Dana.
No, that's not. Shout out! Where we make our improvements, right here, right here, right here. No. Alright guys, close this workout out. On target. Boys. Okay.
4 sub-5 miles again?
Yes, sir.